just talking about, the first one would be just about us, Calvin and myself, and then I have a separate one about Megan, our donor, and Hannah, our surrogate. Things are getting so close now, and are starting to get real, and it's amazing. It really is. Sorry, I have a real big light issue going on at the moment in this room, but anyway, it's all good. As long as you can see me, I'm happy. I do apologize for makeup. I have no makeup today, so I'm just natural and beautiful. Okay, so first one is about Calvin and I. Calvin and I have been together since 2009. We were in our relationship for just over 2 years when I found out I had ovarian cancer at the age of 21 years old. This was in 2011, November. It still is a traumatic experience. Every time I think about it, it still shocks me that, one, I was so young, two, I had to make a life decision right then and there, and three, that my body went through a lot. No person, let alone no person from 21 or under, it's a real big operation to go through, and a real big life-changing event. So the day I found out I had ovarian cancer, prior to that I had real big pain in my stomach, as well as I looked pregnant. I didn't feel pregnant, but like my boobs and that weren't sore. But yeah, I missed my period a lot. This was going on for about 3 to 4. So this was going on for about 3 to 4 months. So my period wasn't regulated at all. Sometimes it didn't come at all. And I was just so tired and weak. Like, I was a hairdresser back then, so standing on my feet the whole day, it was a long day. And I didn't know then. If I think about it now, I probably didn't know then. I knew something was up, but obviously I didn't know it was cancer. But I definitely knew something was up. So anyway, around just close to about a month before I found out about the cancer, I then thought I was pregnant, where my period didn't come for like 2 months, and I was real, I looked like at least 3 months pregnant. I had a real good hard stomach. And so went to the doctor, and he did an ultrasound and said that it looks like an ectopic pregnancy, but he's not so sure. He'll have to send me to the hospital. So went to the hospital. Actually no, rewind that. So after leaving that doctor, he gave me a whole bunch of tablets because I was in pain. I was so sore, uncomfortable. I couldn't sit properly as well. Like, there was just this sharp pain every time I sat. Not cool. Anyway, so he gave me this whole bunch of medication to take, which I did that evening. I think overdosed it, and my stomach erupted. So I was vomiting out blood, and that's when Carl was like, nah, let's go. We'll go to the hospital. Went to the hospital, and it was bad. No one could even touch my stomach, so they put me in the ward, and I had, between 2 nights in hospital, I had 2 laparoscopy operations, so where they take the cameras. The first one was to just go in and have a look to see what's happening. The second one was to go in and take a sample and then come out. So we already I'm just trying to think if we actually saw the pictures first or did we see the pictures after with the scan. I think we saw the pictures after. But anyway, basically it was a really hard day, and no one was with me. And the doctor came over and he had this file, and with this file he opened up and he just said, he looked at his file actually, and he just closed it and he put it down, and he just looked at me and he walked away. Basically, I opened up the file and it said clinically proven cancer. Now your normal markings are between 25 and 35. Mine was 894. So that was stage 3 cancer. I remember jumping out of bed, and I was still so sore from the 2 prior operations, and all the nurses, my bed was by the window right at the end of the room, and so I started walking out, and as I looked up, all the nurses were all standing there with the doctor, and they were all crying. So we was okay, as I looked up, they were all crying. Sorry, this is really hard. And like, I don't mind talking about this stuff, but I feel this is I feel like I'm talking to my friends, and when I talk to my friends, it's deep. So anyway, back to the story. So I picked up the phone, called Calvin, and told him he has to come now to the hospital, and because it's cancer, and he had to phone my mom. So they came very quickly. I remember telling Calvin straight away. He came to the bed and he was crying and gave me such a big hug, and I just looked at him and I said, leave. I said, why would you want to stay with someone? I don't want to put you through this. I don't even know if I'm gonna live or not, let alone have children. Like that, I didn't even think of that first. We didn't even have that discussion. We haven't even had that discussion with the doctors as yet. So here I am just thinking of like, I don't want you to be put through this. So he looked at me and said, I love you. I love you for you. And we're going to get through this together. And he did. Calvin stuck by me through this whole journey, even if we weren't going to have kids or not. He's an amazing man, and I'm very lucky that I found my lifelong partner. That I either had two options only. Have an operation that will have a full hysterectomy, take my ovaries, my uterus, my appendix, and my ovaries out, and try and save my ovaries by extracting the eggs, or they could slice it and freeze it, or not have any operation and go through chemotherapy and radiation and hope for the best. So of course I took the life, the first choice. I didn't know about children then. Like, I love children. I was a teacher, just starting to be a teacher, and I didn't know anything. You know, you don't at that age, you don't really think of children. So I think it didn't hit me that hard as it had when I was older. So did the whole operation and came out successfully. Everything was fine. It was the only issue of my ovaries that we wanted to try and keep them, but they showed my family that they couldn't, because the cancer was not just around the ovaries but inside. So the chances of someone else getting my cancer if we did it through IVF, how can I be so selfish? Couldn't do that. Anyway, cutting a very long story short, because I see I got a lot of videos there, and I'm really hoping you guys are all interested. Otherwise, just comment and be like, I don't care. Then I understand not to do it. But anyway, after operation successful, everything's done, I'm healed. About 2 weeks after operation, just before Christmas, I then started chemotherapy. I had 12 sessions. I breezed through chemotherapy, to be honest. I mean, I had a little port put in, which is this little like scar that I have in. So it was like a little button that you just took the needle and they stuck it in. So it was easier than getting pricked and poked every single time and trying to look for a vein. Yeah, that was really good. I think I really felt the chemo maybe about my 9th, 10th session. This was just because it was just obviously really hit me hard. Yes, I lost my hair, I had no eyebrows, I had no hair in my body, my face was worse than this, it was so bad. Just pimples and acne everywhere. It was really eating up my body. But I am so grateful for it, because chemotherapy worked. It took as much as the operation was the main thing that took the cancer out, I still had chemo to get the little roots and to kill them off. I had radiation straight after chemo, 10 sessions, so it's quite gross. You can't bath for 10 days. But I really battled with chemotherapy. I reacted by vomiting, and I had this really big rash where they would radiate my stomach. So that didn't go so well for me, but I did finish it. So yeah, around about the end of April, I finished all my treatments and basically, you know, cancer free. And I have been for, what's it now, 8 years? Yeah, it's crazy. Time flies. And I'm grateful to be here. Right, so that's my cancer story. I'm just thinking now it's quite long. I'm so sorry if it's long. But hey, if you're interested, that's great. I'm chatting away, you're listening to our story, I'm happy. Yeah, so Calvin stuck by my side. Finally he proposed to me. He proposed to me on the 2nd of January in 2015. So we have been married for 4 years now. 4 years. It's crazy. We actually got engaged on the 2nd of January and then got married on the 21st of February that year. So we only had like 4 to 5 weeks to plan our wedding, but it was great because we knew exactly what we wanted. You know, why wait? Like, if you had the money, which we did, our savings all gone in one day. But it was the best day ever, and we absolutely had a blast for our wedding. Definitely no regrets. Yeah, and then, you know, throughout the years, it has been hard. It's been really tough seeing friends, seeing family, having babies, starting a family. But, you know, we're hopeful, and we spoke about it, and we said, well, if the time comes and we're ready and something comes up, and, you know, we'll jump over that hurdle. And when we moved to New Zealand, that was the best decision we made, and that's when we started. We saw how great New Zealand is with children, and so we decided on adoption. But adoption is very rare here. It's like one baby out of the whole year, if not no babies. And then when we were trying to apply for adoption, we were number 45 or 46 on the list of couples waiting. So we knew it was, you know, the odds of us getting a child to adopt, oh, it was crazy. So fertility happened, and we are so blessed that my oncologist pointed us in the direction of fertility. And I didn't know much about it. All I knew is that fertility is people who can't fall pregnant, but who can, you know, who are battling to fall pregnant. And here I am. I got no eggs. I got nothing to carry a baby. Why would fertility work for me? So I had no idea about it. And anyway, we started talking and that, and we got told that, nah, you know, join it, do it, talk to someone. And we did, and we got told we could get a donor egg and we could have a surrogate, and boom, put them together and have a baby. And that was like the best experience of my life. Hearing that news was just, I couldn't wait to tell Calvin. I couldn't wait to tell him. So, yeah, we had our first counseling session with our counselor in 2017, I think, the end of 2017. And we've waited like a whole year and a half, and we found our two missing pieces, which is Megan, our egg donor, and Hannah, our surrogate. And our dream is coming true. Our dream about having a little one of us is coming true. This little one is going to be so loved, and we can't wait to start a family. It's happening.